Hello, everyone. It's William here at Allegory Gallery, and we have a treat for you today. We have beautiful old stock turquoise that we're going to show you. We have a number of different strands. We don't have a ton of it, of course. We were able to pick up a few goodies, and we're really super happy with the strands we picked out. If you watch this often, you already know this, but if you don't watch us very often, we try to handpick everything that we sell to you. So before we bring it in, we take a look at it, we handpick it. Sometimes, if there are 10 strands in a hank, sometimes we'll only pick 3 because those are the 3 that we feel are good enough to sell to you. So we went through, we picked out some things that we think are lovely at various price points. Some of these price points are quite high, not too high, but some of them are higher, I will admit that. But we tried to get something at every price point, or nearly every price point, so that everyone could afford some of this. Some of them, because it's old stock and it's good, nice turquoise, it's just hard. It's hard to get at super great deals, but we think we got good deals for you on a lot of this. So we're super excited to show you. But first, as many of you know, we're going to sit and chat a little bit and just let some people catch up and tune in and see who's out there in the world. Joining us today, hello, Amy. Thank you for joining in. Hello, Marianne. I saw a package getting ready for you today, so thank you for joining in. Hello, Teresa. Hello, Sandra. Thank you all for joining us today. If you're out there, please say hello. Also, if you're out there, please, if you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And if you're on Facebook, please make sure you follow us here at Allegory Gallery. I am broadcasting this to YouTube, to the Great Beat Extravaganza group, and also to the Allegory Gallery page. So wherever you're watching, please follow the Allegory Gallery business, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube. We really appreciate that. We're also on Instagram, so if you're out there in Instagram land, we can't stream live there through this, but if you happen to have an Instagram account, please look up Allegory Gallery there as well and give us a follow. We really appreciate that. And please, sharing is caring. So please hit that share button wherever you are and let your friends know about us. The more people that know about who we are and what we do, and the more support we have, the more we can do. So this turquoise buy came after we went to the bead show on Friday. We came back and one of the vendors was coming through town or very near close to us, and we made another stop. So it's because of your support that we're able to do things like that and bring in some of these wonderful, wonderful things. So I think you're going to love this. Different hair today, interesting as usual. Yeah, Judy, my hair is getting wild. My stylist had to have a cancellation, and I also had to have a cancellation, so it just worked out that we both canceled at the same appointment at the same time, but I've not gotten in there to get another one. So my hair is getting long, but I kind of want to grow it long a little bit for winter. So we'll see. We'll see if I stick with that or if I end up getting it all chopped off at some point, because sometimes I can stand it and sometimes it's okay. And sometimes I just have nothing that I can do with it. So Molly says, liking your hair today. Thank you so much. Yeah, I used to have really wild hair. So it was not unusual. It's hard for me on this because I'm backwards. I used to have hair that went like this. And I haven't done that in a while, so maybe we'll see what happens, right? So how was everyone's day out there? Today, I ran around town a little bit. I stopped in to see Georgia at Georgia Stationery. So if you have not watched our Around the Town episode of Georgia Stationery, I encourage you, please do so. You can find that in the Around the Town playlist on YouTube and on Facebook. If you don't know what that is, if you're like, what's Around the Town? That is our little series from Allegory Gallery where we take you into other merchants and other businesses here in Ligonier and the surrounding areas and show you what they have. It's a free service we offer to any of the businesses who are in town or around us, because we believe the rising tide raises all boats. So the more people that see what Ligonier has to offer here, the more it helps everyone. So I went to Georgia Stationery and I got a new ruler because I can never, ever, ever ever, ever, ever find my rulers. I don't know why, but I got one, and it's this wonderful red from a company called Semicolon that she carries. And I also got a green one. I got a green one too for home because I can't find my rulers there. I don't know where they go. So I'm glad she carries them. I was able to stock up. I also bought, what else did I get? I got some Rhodia pencils. I've been on this pencil kick lately. I don't know where my pencil is. I bought a great mechanical pencil and promptly lost that here. And I got some Rhodia pencils from her. I also got some little sticky tabs from the same company from her to, mark pages. And I've been starting to read more books here in the evenings. I've been trying to take some time for myself. With everything we do, there's not a lot of time for us to kind of do things for us. We're so busy with Star Cottage Studio. If you don't know what Star Cottage Studio is, check out Star Cottage Studio here on Facebook. It's our biggest project ever. It's Andrew's new studio space. It's going to be our second store opening. And we've been so busy with that and with the store, and Andrew's taking classes, and we're bringing in so much and trying to really push the online store and get items in the online store. We've been busy. So taking time for ourselves is, important. And I think that's important for everyone. I think I've talked a little bit about this in some of our Let's Chat episodes here. And we'll have to do a Let's Chat soon. Maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow, or maybe, I don't know, next week. But I really like chatting with you all that way. I get to do it a little bit here. But it's not the same as when we devote a full time to Let's Chat, right? So trying to take time for myself, reading more books. And in reading more books, I'm one of those people that, I don't know if you're like this, but I like to read multiple books at once. I'm very bad about, diving into one book and just reading one book. I don't know why. It's the way I am. Maybe I have a little ADHD. I've never been tested. But the older I get, the more I think I might, because I have a really hard time doing one thing. I have to do multiple things and have multiple things going on all at the same time. And I don't know if any of you are like that out there, but I have multiple books and I can never remember, because I can't bend a page in a book. I just can't do it. It doesn't matter if it's a paperback, hardcover. I just can't bend that page, And so I got these little sticky tabs that I can use as bookmarkers to know where I am in each book that I'm reading. Because if I'm reading one, I can keep track of what page I'm on in my head, just knowing. But if I'm reading more than one, like I always do, I need bookmarks. So I like these little sticky tabs because they don't get lost when I move things around in my office or in my bedroom. So, yeah, let's see what's everyone doing out there. Let's go back here. Diane feeding the dogs and trying to feed Jesse anyway. Oh my. I hope everything's going better. I know you got good news, so hopefully that's still good news, I hope. School pickup for Molly. Let's see. Nice but hot. It is, Susan. It's crazy. If you know me, if you watch these, I'm not a hot weather person. Don't like it. Don't want it. I could literally stand outside right now and chat with someone for 5 minutes, which I did today, and you'll just see sweat dripping. I get so self-conscious because I can feel sweat dripping down my face, and I know they're looking like he's just standing there, and that's all I'm doing is standing there. I very much believe my family was meant to be cold weather people. We have Viking blood in us, and I think that's we're just meant for the cold. So yeah, this heat, not good. I feel you, Susan. Too hot, too hot. Denise, hello. She says not doing well at all. I'm sorry to hear that, Denise. I haven't heard from you in a while, so I don't know what all is going on, but I hope things start looking up for you. Message us, say hi if you can, stop in if you're able to. We're always here to chat if you need us. Denise is a local with us, so we're always here for you. You know that. Judy got some beautiful note cards last week at Georgia's. Nice. I'm glad you stopped over. Plan on coming back soon. I still can't find you guys, though, in your new location. We are directly across from the mansion. If you know where that is, where Thistledown, directly across from Thistledown, we're right there. If you've gone to the theater, from the Diamond, you come to the theater, you got to keep going a little bit. If you know where Cecilia's Tattoo is, we're in the same building as Cecilia's Tattoo Shop, right across from the mansion, right across from Thistledown Bed and Breakfast. Let's see here. Teresa did laundry, made school lunch for tomorrow, making jewelry for orders. Nice. You are productive today. Yeah, I went over to Georgia's today and picked up a few things. She's got new pens in stock. She's got new journals in stock. She's waiting on more of her journal shipments. So that's happening. She got these nice rulers. I got the red and the green. You know, those are my two favorite colors if you watch often. I think she has a yellow and a blue still there. I almost wanted to buy them all. And I may go back for more because I think these are really cool. They're really nice. So went there, and I also stopped over at Kingfisher Coffee. Kingfisher Cafe, if you don't know Kingfisher, they are over on East Main Street. They are a coffee shop here in town, and we will be doing an around the town with them on next Friday. Not tomorrow, but the following Friday. That's what we plan to do. So definitely check them out. I'm going to do some blurbs about them and whatnot on our Facebook page here to let everyone know what we'll be doing and where we'll be next Friday, speaking with her about her coffee shop on the Around the Town. Those colors will be hard to miss, right? Red and green, my favorite colors. Can you tell I like Christmas too? Don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I like Christmas colors. But I do love Christmas too. I'm big on Christmas season. But yeah, very nice. I hope I don't lose these. At least I know this one's here. So I can't say it's not here. I know it's here. Oops, what are we doing? Oh no, oh no. Sometimes the comments just scroll without me scrolling them. Heidi's saying me either. I think you're talking about bending pages in books. That's what I'm guessing. It's like a sin because that's what I can see that I've talked about that I can understand. It's like a sin or something. Yeah, I can't do it. I can't bend pages in a books. No on bending, right? I did it once. I said, you know what? I'm going to get over this. I'm going to just bend this page in this book. And I was like, oh, I bent the page in my book. So I can't do it. So I get these little sticky notes and they're going to help me, I hope. Oh, let's see what's going on. Oh, Susan, you're getting some rain over there, it looks like. Been very noisy. And now it's raining. Very welcome after days of humid, swampy heat. I hope it cools off for you after the rain. It's rained here a lot. It's only gotten worse. So I'm hoping for you, Susan, that it cools down. Cools down. Judy says, I would bend pages down when I was younger. Now I wouldn't ever think of doing it. You know, ever since I was young, never bent pages. I never break the spine of the book either. So all my books, pretty much by the time I'm done reading them, look like they're still brand new because I refuse to bend the spine. I am now starting on some paperbacks. I wrap sometimes the pages around a little bit. Never that it makes a crease. It may make a slight bend, but never a crease. All my books look brand new when I'm done reading them. So, and I don't resell them. I keep them on the bookshelf. I don't know why I'm so particular, but I've always been that way. It's like bending or making creases in books is awful for me. I don't know why. I don't know where that came from either, because I don't know anyone that's necessarily like that in my family that has such a big deal about it. Let's see here. 110 right now in Tempe. It's 86. It went up to 88 here today with high humidity. It's awful. I don't like it. Not one bit. Susan says, I should read multiple books simultaneously. I try to read the newspaper in full each day, especially columnists and op-ed pieces. Yes. I like magazines. I'm not a big newspaper person. They're unwieldy to me, like I've never been able to fold and refold a newspaper properly. So I don't read a lot of newspapers unless they're digital. But magazines, yes, I love magazines. I love books, even though I don't read as much as I should. I'm reading a book on my latest book that I started yesterday, the day before, is on insects. So I forget the name of it. I'm awful with titles and authors too. But it's talking about insects and the insect world and how much they can help us and what they do in the world in general. So I'm very excited about that. If you watch here, you know, I like reading about nature. I love reading about science and nature and the brain and bugs, and I read a lot of books on bees and things like that. So just things like that I'm really interested in. Molly definitely likes cold weather. Judy is definitely a winter person. I hear ya. I hear ya. Let's see, what else is everyone saying? Marianne, I think I'm going to blame my Viking heritage for not liking the heat. Yes, do that. That's what I do. My family actually is descended from Vikings, apparently. My aunt did one of these, you know, those tests, those ancestry tests that you can do, DNA test, and found out we are Vikings or were Vikings. And a lot of my family has, like, we have thick blood. We have factor 5 blood in our family a lot. So I really do think we were meant for cold weather. This heat, not so good. Not so good. Let's see here. What else is everyone saying? Oh, good. Diane says, did get good news with Jesse, but can't take the tooth out until September 14th. That's a long time to wait with a bad tooth. I feel for Jesse. Let's see here. What else? Debbie, oh no, preparing for a hurricane. That's no good. That's no good at all. I wish you luck in preparing for that, and I hope everyone is okay. Oh no, Amy, the husband's picking up the halfling because the other halfling got exposed to COVID on Friday and can't go back to school until Monday. I'm sorry. I hope everything's okay. I hope nobody gets too sick. Robin keeps all my books on a bookshelf. All my books new too. I have 4 bookshelves full. We have a lot. We have a lot of bookshelves, and most of our bookshelves, we like those IKEA. What are they called? Kallax, I think they're called now. The squares, the cubes, and they're nice because they're deep enough that we can usually have 2. So we have books in 2 kind of 2. What am I trying to say? One in front of the other. 2 layers. Let's say layers. So behind the books in the front are more books in the back, and of course I have an app that I try to keep up to date, which is not working very well, but I try to keep it up to date so that we can plug in, we can type in the title of the book we're looking for and know which shelf it's on, because some of them, the ones in the back, you can't actually see. So we have a number of those like that. My daughter would never share her books with me because she didn't want hard creases. So hard to read the left-hand page with your head bent so you don't crease the pages. They are hard to read sometimes, right? Especially if you're laying in bed or so. On the right-hand page now, I've started folding the left over a little bit. I'm starting to, so I can hold it more with one hand. But never make a crease, never make a crease. A slight bend that you can set the book on its front and it'll flatten itself out overnight. That I can do, that's okay. Let's see what's going on here. I usually read 1 physical, 1 ebook, and 1 audiobook simultaneously. That's great. I still like physical books. I do have an e-reader. I have a Kindle, and I use that from time to time. But my problem with the Kindle is that I download books. I buy books, and I download them, and I forget that I bought them. Now, I do that with physical books, too. There's been a number of times I've picked up the same book in the bookstore and have almost bought it or have bought the same book. Because I buy books knowing that someday I'm going to read them. Someday it's going to happen, right? So I buy everything when I have a little bit of extra money or something that I can spend on books. I'll go and buy the books that I'm interested in, and someday I'll read them. So I do that a lot. Well, not a lot because we don't have a lot of extra money, but I do that anytime we're at a bookstore, and sometimes I buy the same book, so I have to take it back and get another book. When I put them on the e-reader, though, I really have a tendency to do that. because it's not physical, and I don't look through the list of books that I own, and I just look at them, and then I'll buy them on the computer if I see something, and it'll ship it over to my Kindle, and then I forget that I bought it. So I try to stick with physical books. Audiobooks, I would love. I think that would be so nice. Andrew listens to audiobooks exclusively pretty much now, unless it's an old one that he can't get. But my mind, I can't stay present enough to actually listen to an audiobook. I just can't do it. And so I don't do a lot of audiobooks. I've tried. Sometimes I will listen to them before bed, but then I always keep playing too long or I fall asleep, you know. But I just like a physical book, and I'm still that way. Even though I don't read as much as I want to, that's generally how I do it. But it's nice when you can. I just don't have the attention span to tune in to an audiobook. I wish I could, because I read slow. I read very slowly, I think, compared to most people. I'm one of those people that I speak in my head, and I've read studies that some people don't do that. Like, I have a voice in my head, and I know what the voice in my head sounds like. And even when I'm talking to myself or reading a book, I read and I speak to myself in my head, and my thoughts come through as a voice. And there are studies that have been done that show that certain people have that, and other people never have a voice in their head. And I don't know what that's like. I don't know how you think without a voice in your head, because my voice talks. So, and I'm not crazy. It's actually a thing. And so some people have voices in their head, and some people have never had a voice in their head ever. So I think that's so interesting. So when I read, I have a voice in my head, and it reads. And so I read very slowly. And so I wish I could do an audiobook, because it'd be easy, but I tune out so easily. Like I said, I think I should be tested for ADHD, but that's what it is. Susan says, digital only newspaper now, way easier to handle. I agree. Let's see here. What else is going on? Good thing you are captioning. When you said insects, I heard sex and wondered where you were going with that. You know, I think this app captions, I don't have that turned on, but I have noticed that this app that we're going through, StreamYard, that we use, I don't know if it's specific to that or if Facebook is getting better about making captions live on videos. But yeah, I'm glad. I'm not talking about sex here today. I'm talking about insects. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, it just jumped. So if I miss your comment, I'm sorry. But I see a lot of comments here. Amy says, most of my books are through the library or Overdrive. Yes, Andrew does that too. He gets a lot of his audiobooks through the library as well. Amy says, I read so fast that physical books don't last long. I wish. It takes me a long time to read. And I've always been that way. I've read a lot. I was a dual language major in college, so I've read in multiple languages. I've read very often then, but I think I read slowly, and I've never been able to speed up. I've bought these programs to do speed reading, and I've tried to do stuff that people suggest, doesn't work for me. And I think the reason is because my mind is very analytical, and I feel like I have to read every word and I have to process it. So I read very slowly because of that. Judy says she only reads real books only. Marianne, mostly library ebooks for me. I get it, totally get it. Amy loves physical books, but it's not sustainable. I get it. If I read faster, I would get your point totally. I would just only do ebooks. But my problem is I buy books and then I don't read them and then I rebuy them. So I think I bought more books than I can read in my lifetime, says Emily. I agree. I don't know if I'll ever get to all the books on my shelf. I hope to. And I'm trying to make time in the evenings now to do that. And it's been nice. It has been nice. Amy says, I usually listen while walking or cleaning or sometimes or something else mindless. Yeah, the only problem for me is when I'm mindless, I'm never mindless. Like when I'm cleaning, I'm always in my head thinking about things. I constantly have that voice telling me things and researching or thinking or working out problems. So even when I get into a book, I'll start with good intentions, and then I end up drifting off, and before I know it, I haven't listened to half of what has been said. Let's see. My mind wanders with audiobooks. Plus, the readers don't often match the way I imagine they should. That happens sometimes. Andrew talks about that a lot. Let's see here. What else is going on? Do you narrate yourself in your head? I do, Diane. I do. Yeah, my whole life. Before I say things to people, sometimes like, you've probably noticed, you've come in to talk to me, Diane. Sometimes when I take a little bit to respond, it's because I'm actually thinking about what I'm saying before I say it. And sometimes that's when I really get to know somebody better, it's not so much that way. But I don't want to be, I don't want to be politically incorrect. I don't want to offend people. I don't want to come off sounding like I don't know what I'm talking about. So sometimes it takes me a while to think about what I'm going to say before I say it. When I'm live like this, you'll see me sometimes at a loss for words because I'm speaking faster than I'm actually normally would sometimes in real life. Amy says, I don't see pictures in your mind. Is that what you're talking about? People, that's a thing too. Whether you actually see pictures in your mind or not. Some people have the voice, some people don't. Some people see pictures, some people don't. I am a visual person, so I do see things in my mind. Like I conceptualize and I have a voice. So I think that makes me very analytical in a lot of ways, but it also does prevent me from sometimes being very spontaneous and that kind of thing. So that's one of those things. Amy says, I have a voice in my head, but I don't have it when I read. See, I do. Mine won't go away. I wish it would go away because then I could read faster, I think. If I could just look at the words and take them in. But I actually have my mind voices, even though it's not speaking, but my mind voices in my head the words as I read. Let's see here. I average 100 pages an hour roughly. My dad taught me to speed read when I was a kid. Learning to read, I also have a fancy. I don't know what that is. What is that, Amy? I don't know how many pages I could get through in an hour. I feel like I read for an hour last night and I did like 40 pages, maybe 30, 40 pages. I don't know if it was a full hour either. But it does. I'm a slow reader. Oh, there's Andrew. He's on. Are we in between your class time? I love to collect books, but listen mostly nowadays, he says. Yes. Nothing wrong with having too many books. That's my feeling. If I spend my money on books that I don't get a chance to read, I still don't consider that necessarily a loss. Someday I hope to read them, but if it ends up that I don't end up reading them, I'll be gone. I won't know. So there's worse things you could spend your money on than books, right? Diane says, I also have a voice in my head, and sometimes it's exhausting because I feel like I am double thinking about things, although I don't have it when I read. Sometimes I narrate what I'm doing to myself. I kind of thought I was nuts until just now. No, there have been studies. Some people have that voice. I have it when I talk to people. I have it when I read. I actually read to myself in my head. Each word I read, just like I were reading out loud. Which I think also helps me when I do have to read something out loud. It's a little bit of a transition and it's a little bit difficult for me, but I think because I do it anyway in my head, it's not so bad. I just get a little nervous when people have to hear me and I have to make sure it's perfectly right. But because, sometimes you skip a word here or there, right, in your head. Hello, Eva. Thank you for joining in. How about thinking in Spanish and translating? Yes. Spanish is one. When I studied Spanish, that was my first language that I took up. And when I do speak Spanish or think in Spanish, I do translate a lot of times. Now French, because I picked up French after Spanish and I knew my deficiencies in Spanish when I was really into French the most, and when I was studying it and when I was in France and really doing it, I could speak French without having to translate in my head. And I was getting very good. My vocabulary was a little lacking, but I was getting very good at being able to be an immediate translator. if somebody was speaking French, I could translate into English almost as they were talking. And I was getting good at doing it the other way around too, even though that's not generally how translators work. Usually translate into your native language. But I was getting very good at being able to translate in and out of French without translating. It was just coming out like it would in your native language. But Spanish has always been one of those that I kind of have to think, and I have to translate from English to Spanish in my head before it comes out. But because I knew I did that in Spanish, and I knew I had some deficiencies in conjugation in Spanish, I really worked on those in French. And French, I was one of those people that I could translate fairly quickly, and almost, I didn't have to wait for the person to finish speaking to translate. And I took some translation classes, and there are translators that some people do not have the capability of speaking and translating as the person is speaking. Some people have to listen to the whole thing and then translate it. And some people are gifted in that they can translate on the fly. And in French, I was getting there. Now, I haven't spoken French in many, many years in any kind of, kind of fluent way. So a lot of that has crashed and burned. But yes, the voice is in my head too when I translate that way too. Diane, I always see pictures, but it's always bothered me that I can't hold on to them clearly enough to draw things from my head. Yeah, those aren't the kind of pictures I see. I don't see things vividly enough to draw them. But I do see concepts and visualize things. And that's why when I do learn, I like to see it. When I learn languages, I like to see it written. I'm not one of those, I love the Pimsleur technique because you learn by speech alone, and that's great, but it bothers me, even though I can do some things and I can learn that way, it bothers me that I don't know how to spell things and I can't write them out. So I like to see things written. I'm very visual. Hello, Harry. Thank you for tuning in. Let's see here. I talk my way through a painting or jewelry projects. Yes, I do that too. Andrew, crack. You could spend money on crack. That's a worse thing than books, right? I don't buy crack, so I have money for books and beads. Exactly, Robin, right? My mother-in-law is Polish, and she spoke and dreamed in Polish until she was a young adult, and she learned English at a young age. Yeah, they say once you start dreaming in another language, then you're becoming fluent. And French is the only other language that I've studied that I've actually dreamed. I've had dreams in French. So that way I knew I was getting somewhere with my French. But that takes a while. And yeah, it's interesting. Anyway, I have been talking with you for a half hour, and I've not shown you the turquoise. So let's get to it, right, everybody? Now everyone can hit that share. He's finally getting to it. Let's check it out, right? I feel like that's probably what people are starting to do. They're like, let's let him talk, and then we'll hit the share button and actually show people the goods. So we're going to show people the goods now. So I'm going to flip the camera around, and you're going to see the ceiling for a little while until I get this all adjusted. And let me switch this around. Let's try not to lose my stand like I did yesterday. There we are. And there's my new ruler from Georgia's Stationery. So I'm glad to hear that some people have visited Georgia's. I hope you let her know that you're visiting because you saw her with us. It's always nice for them to know, because when I talk to other merchants in town, I want them to be able to spread the word that, yes, we got customers because Allegory Gallery did their around the town with us. So please do. If you shop with any of these places from around the town, whether it's online or in person, please, please, please let them know that that's why you saw us, you saw them with us. And we don't ask for any kickback. We never ask for any money or anything like that. But it's always good for them to know, so that if other merchants, merchants talk to each other, and if they say, should I do that around the town they're talking about? Then yes, you should, because we got customers. So definitely, yes, Susan, it is a very spiffy. I got this today, and I got one in green for at home. I'm very excited. Can you tell? So let's put it, should we do inches or should we do millimeters? Millimeters. Let's do millimeters today. All right. So most of this is old stock turquoise. Most of it I think you're going to love. I hope you love it all. It is Hubei. Most of it is Hubei, I believe, turquoise. I'm not sure on all of the, what do you call that? Provenance? Is that the word? Nope, we do. Look at that, Emily. We have both today. We have both. So yeah, if I'm not sure of all of it, I know a lot of it is Hubei. That's the Hubei mines in China. Now, I'm going to say this right up front. Some people say Chinese turquoise in a derogative way or in a way that it's not real. There is true Chinese turquoise from the Hubei mines. That's where a lot of this comes from. It is just like any other turquoise, right? But now, when some people say Chinese turquoise, what they're referring to is turquoise that is not real. Turquoise, sometimes it's magnesite that has been dyed or other stones that have been dyed to look like turquoise, and they call it Chinese turquoise. But that's not real turquoise. There is real Chinese turquoise, and we're going to look at it today. It's beautiful. So whenever you see Chinese turquoise, don't think fake necessarily, because it can be real and it can be beautiful. And I think you're going to see that today. Okay. I just want to put that out there because some people, when they hear Chinese turquoise, they tune out right away because they think it's going to be fake. This is not fake. This is real turquoise. It's gorgeous. Now, most of this turquoise has been stabilized, not dyed, but stabilized, because turquoise is a very, very soft, crumbly kind of stone. So they use stabilizers so that it doesn't crumble away. There's nothing wrong with that. Most turquoise is stabilized so that it, especially nowadays, so that it doesn't crumble apart over time. Okay. Judy, why can't I ever find your new location? I don't know, Judy. Go to Judy. Do you know where the mansion is? Where Thistledown is? Where it used to be? Where Be Kind Winery is still there, and I'm just blanking on their name right now. The other restaurant. Sorry. I have it on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of it. But anyway, if you know where that is, we're literally directly across the street. So you just have to look across the street and go to the building across the street, and we're right there, right in the middle. 2 giant windows on the outside, beautiful windows in our front window, in our front door. Okay, let's see here. It would also lose its color. Yes, you want to stabilize it, make it stay nice. My halfling is here saying, where are the beads? You said there would be beads. Well, didn't they just get home? Excuse me. Didn't they just get home? Hubei can have more browns in it. Some of these have more browns in them. Some you will see do not. Yes, Hubei is known to have brown, but it can be green, it can be blue, and you'll see. Miriam's Table, thank you. I had the M-Y and I kept thinking Martha. Miriam's Table, yes. So if you know where that is, Judy, we are right across the street. I don't know how you can miss us. Just park right there in front of their building, walk across the street, and you'll see us. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, that's the big one. The little one is stuck at home. Okay. All right. Now, let's go ahead. I'm going to start with the smallest that we have. And I love these. Now, before I get to this, see, you said I teased you. I said we were getting there and we're not yet. If you would like to purchase these, I'm going to let you know these are not in the online store. These are going to be in the physical store. So we are not going to be putting this in the online store, at least not right away. We need to bulk up our turquoise offerings in the physical store. So if you are local, you can come and pick these up. If you would like to purchase these, just send us a message. You can either send us a message here on Facebook. That's the easiest way for for you to do it. Or if you're on YouTube watching this, you can send us an email at info@allegorygallery.com. Each one of these is going to have a different SKU number. So I'm going to give you that SKU number. I already have these in inventory. They're ready to go. I made sure for this video. So you can take the SKU number and send that to us. Or you can also take a screenshot. But because some of these look similar, it may be difficult with a screenshot. So if you do send a screenshot, please also accompany that message with a SKU. Both are really good. All right, SKU and screenshot. All right, so let's go ahead and check out the first little bit. Look at these tiny, tiny, tiny tubes. Tiny tubes. Amy, I let him browse Humble Beads and AG online store earlier. He stuck with it for 20 to 30 minutes, and I only stopped because I made him because I wanted my computer back. I'm calling it art class. Nice. We'll have him also check out our YouTube channel, and you can see tutorials and things like that too. So you can make it kind of an art class, right? There's some tutorials out there. We don't have a lot yet. We're working on it in the background here. But yeah, we definitely have tutorials out there in YouTube. Look at this. Now, some of those tutorials were made with kits. We may not have the kits available, but you can still learn really interesting things just by watching the tutorials, even if you don't have the kit anymore. So these are tiny little tubes. These are full strands. They're approximately 15 to 16 inches, so they are full strands. And these are $25 a strand. I'm going to show you what one strand looks like. They're $25 a strand. And these are 4896. 4896 is the SKU. And this would be an example of one strand. So far, he just likes to look or turn my beads into armies. He's 5. See, though, it's never too young to get started, though, right? I would have loved stuff like this if there was a bead shop around me when I was young. Rocks and crystals and beads. All right, so we have a few strands of those available, as you can see. $25 a strand. Ready for you if you'd like. SKU again, 4896. All right. And remember, hit that like button. Hit that love button. Let me know that you actually like these. All right. Because we like to see that. Maybe y'all don't want turquoise. I hope you're tuning in because you want turquoise, but you know, you never know. Maybe turquoise is over. That happens sometimes. Now, I'm going to show you these. I'm going to show you these together. These were the first ones. These are the next ones. So these are more green and these are more blue in their turquoise color. Okay. These are also $25. And these are 4897 is the SKU. 4897, $25 for the bluer tubes. Little tiny tubes of turquoise. Yes, Amy, if you ever do come to PA, I hope you'll bring them by. So there they are, full strand, $25. If you like it, 4897. Pam says, turquoise is my first favorite stone. You know, I actually was a person that was not really into turquoise much, but that's only because I had only seen like the green turquoise. And you know, I'm a green person. I love green, but for some reason I wasn't digging the green turquoise so much. And then I saw Sleeping Beauty turquoise and it changed my life. And now I pretty much have grown to love most turquoise. Thank you out there for joining in, Vern. I hope you enjoy. Please hit that subscribe button if you're out there on YouTube. Please follow us if you're on Facebook. What's next? What should I do next? How about these? These, I think, are really cool. Pam says, I fell in love with Sleeping Beauty. How could you not? It's a gorgeous stone, but very rare now, right? Very expensive if you find it now. So next up, oops, messing up here. Let me go ahead and bring this back. Oops, there we go. All right, so look at these. These are kind of, I called them irregular tubes. They're a tube shape. Let me show you one, just so I can kind of show you. They're a tube shape, but they're irregular, right? I love these, and I love this light blue, pretty light blue color. And of course, each strand is a little different. And we have a number of strands. These are $52 a strand. 52, $52. They are 4895 is the SKU. 4895. And remember, if you'd like to purchase, you can send us a message here on Facebook. Just go to the About Us section, and there's a send us a message link there. Or if you're on YouTube out there, you can message us or email us at info@allegorygallery.com. All right, these are $52 a strand. Gorgeous old stock turquoise. Beautiful. Look at those. Stunning turquoise. All right. Let's see. What do we want to do next? Let's do these. Let's do these. Now these are small turquoise discs. Look at that. Look how many of those are on a strand. Look at that. I love these little discs. And they're kind of organic, you know. These are, if you're interested, 4894. 4894 is the SKU. And they are $46 a strand, which I think is an awesome deal for these. I mean, you could take a chunk of these and a chunk of these and make some earrings and practically sell it for that as turquoise earrings. So you could easily make your money back on these. So these are lovely, irregular little discs. Now I'm going to have more discs to show you. So if you want discs, be sure you pick the ones that you really want. I'm going to have more coming up soon. I'm just showing you this. Look at this, just keeps going on and on and on. And I think really $46 for quality. This is old stock. Look at the quality and the color in these. Just absolutely beautiful. And you can tell this is real stuff. This is not dyed. You don't get dyed to look this good, right? Stunning, stunning turquoise. Now remember, this is old stock. Once these are gone, they are gone. So we have 6 strands of this particular SKU at $46 each. 4894. If you want that, make sure you grab it. Once this is gone, we aren't getting any more. We bought out as much as we could. We bought out, in most of these, we bought out what they had. So most of the things we're showing you, we bought out what they had. All right, and I said I had more discs, so let me go ahead and just grab those now. If you want something a little bluer than the last ones, we have these. So let me just put these together so maybe you can see on camera, hopefully. So these are the ones I just showed you up here. And then these are slightly bluer down here. All right, whoops, as I bumped the camera. So these are SKU 4900, 4900, and these are $45. $1 less than the last ones, $45. Sometimes it works out that way. But these are bluer, and they're a little bit, I'm going to say they're a tiny bit smaller, but not by much. But just look how gorgeous they are. And you can see, look at that string in there. That string is a nice, nice color. You haven't had dye, you know, leach onto the string. That's one, sometimes you can tell things are dyed because the string changes colors. This is not the case here. These are real turquoise discs, old stock. These ones are that pretty light blue color. And like I said, they're irregular. Sometimes they're not a full disc, right? Pretty blue color. These have a lot of the black veining in them, though, on these ones. So I particularly like these a lot. Let me just show you another strand just so you can see. Please give purchase info again. If you'd like to purchase any of these, you send us a message. If you're on Facebook, you can send us a message through Facebook Messenger to Allegory Gallery, our business page. Make sure you don't send it to us personally. Send it to the business page and let us know the SKU number and the quantity that you would like. You also have to send us your email address so we can send you an invoice, and your mailing address so we know where in the world you are, so we can make sure we get the right shipping amount on there. All right. If you are on YouTube, Vern, over there, you can send us an email. And I have the email address up at the bottom of the video here. You can send us an email, give us that same information, give us the SKUs that you want, like this is 4,900, and how many you want. Send us your, of course, you already have sent us your email address, and send us your mailing address. We need all of that information to get an invoice out to you. Beautiful, beautiful turquoise. This is new old stock, as they say. I work for a British car parts supplier, if you don't know. I do that part-time, and I've worked for them for many, many years. I love British sports cars, and we have a thing, NOS. That's one of our terms for things, and that stands for new old stock, right? So in car language, new old stock is parts that are new that have never been used, but they're old. So they may be originally from the manufacturer, they're original stock, but they've just sat on a shelf for many years. So they call that new old stock. And that's kind of what this turquoise is. It's new old stock. Now, next up, we have some big uns. Who likes chunks? Chunky monkeys here. So here we have nuggets, large nuggets, and these are going to be SKU 4892. That's SKU 4892 if you're interested in those. And they are $86 a strand. $86 a strand. These are beautiful Yubei turquoise, old stock turquoise. Look at how gorgeous those are. Just stunning examples of turquoise. Not as much brown. I know some of you out there said they like to see the brown. These unfortunately don't have a lot, but what I am going to say is, look at that metallic, right? Look at that. A lot of these have actual, looks like metallic, what is it? Is it copper? I'm trying to remember what turquoise can grow with. But it's in there. Look at that. Look at that. That's, that's some good old stock right there, right? And you start seeing things like that in there. Pyrite, could be. I forget what it grows with. My brain is not working as well today, but stunning example of turquoise. Look at that flash of metal in there, metallic. Check that out. Super lovely. And again, these are 4892 is the SKU. Just send that to us. They are $86 a strand. 86. These are in US dollars. So depending on where you're watching us in the world, just know these are US dollars. We are located in Pennsylvania, in the United States, in Ligonier, Pennsylvania. Copper. That's what I thought. Somebody out there saying, sorry, your name isn't popping up, but copper. Just lovely. So we have a few strands of this only. Once it's gone, it's gone. We bought out, I think, as much as they had of this old stock on these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 strands on the Hank. and they are each $86 a strand. All right. Now, those are the greener ones. I'm going to leave these here just for a comparison for a moment. Next up, we have, let's see, what am I doing here? What are we doing? Let me get these. I thought I had these separated, but I don't. See that? That's what happens sometimes. Then we have these, which are slightly bluer. I don't know if you can see that on your screens, but slightly bluer turquoise. That light blue, that pretty light blue color, the color I love so much. Now these are $57 a strand. And this is, again, stabilized Hubei turquoise nuggets, old stock. 4902 is the SKU. 4902. And look at that. Look at these. These are more rounded nuggets than the last ones. These are kind of a little bit more kind of consistently shaped in some ways. But look at that flash of metal in there. Beautiful, gorgeous. You don't see stuff like this at this price very often anymore. We kept our prices as low as we could on this. Look at that. Just, these are stunning examples. Like I said, we handpick most of the stuff that we carry when we can. When we can't, like over the pandemic, when we weren't able to do that, we only work with trusted suppliers in that case. But these we handpicked. We picked the ones we liked. We left the ones we didn't. And you know that we would never sell you anything that we wouldn't use in our own jewelry or in our own making. So these are going to be beautiful strands. There's only 4 of these strands available. So if you're interested, they are, again, SKU 4902, and they are $57 a strand, which I think is a heck of a good deal for turquoise that beautiful and that old. All right. Okay, next up, we're going to stick with that same kind of color blue, and we're going to get a little bit maybe more kind of wild in the shape. These are less nuggety than the last ones were. They're a little bit more irregular. These are still, they're $57 a strand. They are still the old stock Hubei nuggets. They are 4890 is the SKU on these. And so if you want a shape that's not quite as rounded, as nuggety as that, we have these as well. They're pretty much the same color. Let me bring these back over so you can see the color. They're very similar in color. All right. But they're just a little less, like I said, they're less rounded. You can see these ones. Let me just put them together here so you can kind of see the difference. See how these are more round on this strand, whereas these are a little bit more irregular. So you might want the more irregular ones. Some people love that. I do. I don't like necessarily symmetrical all the time, right? I don't design a lot. Well, I do. I guess I design a good bit when I'm helping people in class, right? But I don't make my own designs very often. But when I do, they're usually asymmetric. And so things like this I really love. You can put 1 of these or 2 of these here and there on a necklace, and they would really stand out and be beautiful. Like I said, look at that metallic flash. Just really, we were super fortunate to be someone this vendor, you know, kind of picked out to be able to go through this and pick out this old stock stuff, because you know, that proves a lot of trust too, that somebody trusts us to have this and to know that this is really something special. So we're very fortunate and feel very you know, blessed that we were able to acquire these. And we hope that you love them as much as we do. I know someone out there definitely will. We don't keep turquoise very long in stock. That's one thing that, you know, people are always looking for good turquoise, and this is truly beautiful turquoise. Now, I'm going to move on to some other irregular kind of nuggets, but these are this dreamy light blue. So let me show you here. Let me get these up close a little bit because they're going to be a little bit harder to see. These are the ones we just looked at. These ones, look, they're even more blue. We're going from greenish. So we went from kind of green, more definitely green, to a lighter green blue to a definite blue here. So the next ones we're looking at are these gorgeous, gorgeous blue. That reminds me of that beautiful Sleeping Beauty color. But these are Hue Bay. They are old stock. These are 4891 is the SKU, and they are $70 a strand. When you get into this kind of blue color, sometimes it's a little bit more, right? It's more unusual, but still you have that dramatic coloring. You have that gorgeous flash of metallic in there, just like the other ones, but in this dreamy, soft, powdery blue color. Just simply amazing stones. Let me show you another strand of those. Again, 4891, $70 per strand. Oops, that was a little broken. That happens sometimes, right? That's one thing with turquoise. It is a softer stone. That's why these are stabilized, not dyed, but stabilized, so that they keep their color and so that they keep their, their body, their, uniform, well, not uniformity. They keep their self together. They keep themselves together, right? They don't flake apart or fall into powder. So stabilizing is not a bad thing, especially for turquoise. Refund on that string. I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm going to keep it. I'm not going to try and send it for a refund. Still gorgeous. If you didn't see that, that's Pam out there joking. So there you have it. These are, again, $70 a strand, and they are SKU 4891. Again, we're looking at old stock turquoise. This is turquoise that, you don't find stuff like this, especially at this price anymore, generally. I think we got very good deals on this. I think we're giving very good deals on it. And I think if you buy any of these, you're going to be super, super happy with them. Now, we're going to decrease in size just a tad, and we're going to go to some smaller little nuggets. And these are still, they're kind of that in-between blue-green color. And these smaller strands, they're only $35 a strand, and they are 4899. 4899. And let me show you what those look like. They still have that beautiful quality. They still have that beautiful, gorgeous look, but they're just smaller. So let me show you comparatively. There was the last strand we looked at, and there's the new strand here that we're looking at. Marianne says it's just got character. That's true. It's got character like you don't see in turquoise priced like this anymore. And really, we could have raised these prices even more, I believe. But if we get a good deal, like I said at the beginning, we think we got pretty good deals on these. And I know some of these prices are high for some people, but we try to have something for everyone. So we start out at the $25 range, and we're going to be soon going up in price here. So we've been in the 20s, 30s, I think up to what we've done 80s. We're going to get a little higher soon. Stamili, what would you like us to measure? I don't know what you want us to measure. The strands are about 16 inches long. You can see them with the penny here. If you're looking at sizes here, these are in millimeters or centimeters. But they're all rough cut, so none of them are necessarily exactly the same, right? So the previous ones we looked at, there you go. The ones before that, which are 4890, there you are. The biggest ones that we had, which are the 4892s at $86. These are the largest. All right. So there you go. And now we're on these, which are generally about a centimeter or so, just about a centimeter or so in length. All right, so there are those. And now get ready to be wowed, because these are gorgeous. We wanted to get more of these, but we couldn't. This is what we got. There are 2 darker blue ones, and there are 4 of the greener color, depending on what you want. These are really, really nice. They are generally, let's look, about 1.5 centimeters to 18 millimeters or so in width. These are big, big, big discs of turquoise. And let's pull one here randomly and just take a look at it. Look at how beautiful these are. Now, like, you could use 1 or 2 of these and make yourself a pair of earrings, right? 2 to 4 of them would make a beautiful pair of earrings. Just stack them, or have a single floating disc for a pair of earrings. Just amazing quality. And again, I'm going to show you that strand in there. There's no dye rubbing off on those, right? These are real turquoise. These are not dyed. They are stabilized to make sure they don't just, flit away. But beautiful. Let me pull another one here for you to look at. I'm just pulling at random. I didn't set any intentions on this, which ones I'm going to show you. These are stunning large discs of turquoise. And I'm showing you right now the more green ones. If you prefer those, you can let me know in the message if you claim any of these. We can't guarantee it, though, because if we sell out of one or the other, please do let us know if you mind. Like, if you are dead set on that you have to have the blue color, make sure you tell us that. Otherwise, these are all the same SKU because they're all the same price. So the SKU on these is 4898. 4898. They are $175 a strand. $175 a strand, SKU 4898. And now I'm going to show you one of these darker blue ones. And again, if you prefer blue or the green, let us know in the message. If you only want blue or green, we take messages in the order they're received. So if we sell out of the blue and you definitely don't want green, tell us that in the message so we don't have to go back and forth with you. Look at that one. That one alone right there. Oh, look at that color. But definitely tell us so we don't have to go back and forth and wait for replies and all that stuff, because that holds things up. These are Hubei turquoise, Marcy, that you're looking at. So the Hubei mines in China. These are old stock from Hubei mines. Stunning, stunning turquoise. That was, if y'all didn't see that, that's Marcy asking what mines are these from. All right, look at that. So if you're just tuning in, I'm going to say this again. Chinese turquoise often gets a bad rap because people, when they hear Chinese turquoise, they believe that what you're talking about is other stones that have been dyed. Okay, imitation turquoise, in other words. So magnesite can be dyed to look like turquoise, and a lot of people call that Chinese turquoise, just assuming that this dyeing is happening in China. That's not always the case, by the way. But this is actual turquoise, just like turquoise you would find anywhere else, formed the same way, just happens to be in a Chinese mine in Hubei, in the Hubei province. I think it's a province. Hubei mines in China. So this is Chinese turquoise, but not the imitation turquoise, okay? Imitation turquoise, you'd already see dye probably coming off on these strands because it's dyed. These are not. These are stabilized, but they are not dyed, all right? So you're getting super good quality, and this is $175, 4898. All right. Beautiful, stunning, stunning quality. And I'm just trying to see. There was one on here that I wanted to show you. Maybe it was on, yeah, so here. This one chipped, okay? And that's going to happen sometimes with turquoise. This is stabilized to hopefully prevent that, but this one is chipped. But look, the color is throughout. These are not dyed, okay? And that's one of the ways you can tell. In a lot of those other stones, the color will not be throughout the stone because the dyeing process only colors part of it, the outside of it. So that's one way, not always, but that's one way you can tell. These are true turquoise, not dyed other stones. Plus, just look at them, you can tell. All right, so there you have it. We have 2 strands of the blue, 4 strands of the green, $175 a strand. If you want these, send us the SKU either in an email or a message on Facebook to the Allegory Gallery business page for SKU 4898. Let me get that in focus. There we go. 4898. If you have a preference, let us know your preference. If you have an absolute, let us know that that is absolute as well. So maybe you want the green, but you don't want the blue. Tell us, no blue. Tell us green only. If you don't care, let us know you don't care. And if you have a preference, but you really don't care, you can say, I'd prefer the green, but I'll take the blue. Okay? And that saves us from having to write you back and then wait for you to write us back. It just makes things so much easier. All right? And now, the very last 2 strands we have for you. Hold on to your seats, everyone, because I've had these turquoise strands sitting on our back table here at the store for the last 2 days. And everybody who has come in who loves turquoise has picked up these 2 strands and said, this is a treat. All right. And I'm going to show you these. And we have a few people who are possibly going to come back. They're deciding whether it's a treat they're going to spend on or not. And I know these are a little bit more expensive, but when you see them, you don't see stuff like this. All right. So these are SKU. Let me show you this. SKU 4901. These are graduated discs. And I just want you to take a look at how stunning these truly are. These are impressive. We were so happy. We weren't sure that we could bring these in. So we only grabbed 2. And we grabbed the 2 that we like the best. They had the most color kind of variation. You got a little bit of everything. They had just, sometimes when you look at a strand, you can just tell, I like this strand better than that strand. This is a better strand. We picked the 2 most gorgeous strands. Now, what's the price? It's not that crazy. I'm making it sound like it's $1,000. It's not. These are $210 a strand. Now, I know there are turquoise lovers out there that know that these are worth that. And if you are a turquoise lover, I would jump on these if I were you. But just look, beautifully graduated. These are pretty uniform. There's some variation, like there's always going to be in a natural stone. But you get just that stunning quality on these. We were so happy to actually be able to bring these strands in. Sometimes when we get up into this price point, we never know if people are going to grab them or not. And of course, we have things that are much more expensive than this too, but you just never know. So we couldn't bring a lot of them in, but we picked the best ones, what we felt were the best ones. Marianne's got to go. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you a little later. You made it to the end. This is pretty much the end. So here you have it. Stunning turquoise, graduated. I love graduated things. Graduated discs, $210 each. Only 2 available. 4901. Sandra says, this strand is a steal. Dreaming. Yes, we could have jacked up the price on these. I'm telling you, I know it's in the $200 range, and that scares some people. We know that. But if you know what you're looking at, you know it's worth it, and you know it's worth actually probably a lot more than that. So these, great price, I think, and $210 for the spectacular strands. 210 each. Again, 4901 if you're interested in those. Okay. And you can, if you're sending us a message, you can also tell us your preference. And of course, if you tell us a preference, let us know if the other one is off limits or not. So we have the one that has this kind of beautiful brown banding right here in the middle, and the other one that does not. All right. So hopefully you've enjoyed that look. You know what? I'm not done. Wait. I thought I saved the best for last. These are definitely the best. I'm going to say I love these so much. But I did forget to show you these. They're on a tray over here, hidden from me a little bit, separated from the rest. These are a true steal right here. Look at these. These are graduated discs as well. These are mostly a lot of that kind of the black color or the brown. So there's not as much green and blue, but these do make a statement, right? These are beautiful. They really, really, they can add a lot of interest. They're still turquoise. They're just, you know, the brown and black parts of it. And sometimes if you add these discs in between the other ones, right, they really look very cool. So we fell in love with these. I think we have 10 or 11 strands of these, just because they're so pretty and they're so interesting, and they're such a good addition to the other turquoise that we got. And so we have these. These are SKU 4893, and they are $52 a strand. $52 a strand. Old stock turquoise, Hubei turquoise. And this is what I think somebody mentioned. The Hubei often sometimes has a lot more black or brown that you see, and that's not always the case. But this is that. This is what you're looking at, and what a lot of people, especially nowadays, get from Hubei turquoise, because a lot of the other good color stuff is so expensive. So you get a lot of the brown and the black nowadays. But these are just cool. And as Pam said, they love the spacer beads in here too. Yeah, you get the little spacer pebbles in there too. Don't forget those. So Pam wants to know the SKU of the previous two. So this one is 4893. That's for these darker ones. The $210 a strand ones, these ones, were 4901. 4901. And if you needed me to go back further, these large chunky discs are 175 a strand at 4898. All right. So there you have it. Let's just take a look here. Look at all this turquoise goodness laying about. And that is it for me today. Let me flip around this camera. Let me make sure we're here. Go into camera, go into settings, flip the camera around, and come on, flip the camera around. There we go. Hello, everybody. Let me raise this up a little bit. Raise the roof, right? And let me flip this around. Okay, we're back. Hello. Look at the blue shirt I wore. It kind of matches the turquoise, right? Let's see here. The two single $200 ones. Yeah, those are both SKU. Let's see if it'll zoom in on this or not. 4901. 4901 for both of those. If you have a preference on which one, like I said, the one has brown banding right here. That's a good way to let me know that's the one you wanted, the brown banded one. So let me know. And the dark circle ones, those ones were 4893. If you can see that, I don't know, 4893, and they're $52 a strand for those. All right. So if you missed anything, you can watch the rewatch and fast forward through once this is up for rewatch on YouTube or on Facebook. Again, please, if you're on any of those platforms, please subscribe. Please hit that bell so that you are notified when we go live on Facebook or YouTube. We have wonderful things coming up for you. Tomorrow, what do we have tomorrow? Tomorrow, I think we have more artisan beads for you. So definitely make sure you stay tuned. I'm working on getting those into the online store. I had some of our helpers working on that today, and we were wondering if we were going to do an around the town, but that's going to be postponed until next week. So we'll have our around the town with Kingfisher Cafe next Friday, and tomorrow we're going to have more artisan beads from our whole bead show extravaganza here for you to see. And we'll let you know how you can purchase those. They'll probably be going in, all probably will be going into the online store, and we will debut those after tomorrow's video like we've been doing, so that you can fully tune in and watch the video and see which ones you want, and without having to worry about missing out on any in the online store. Thank you all to you who are out there who have been purchasing these items from us. Like I said, we spent a lot of money at the whole bead show, more than we expected to, especially with this turquoise purchase, and we're making our money back so that we can buy more goods. You know, the money just flips and turns over. So the money just, you know, it goes out, it comes back in, it goes back out again. So the more you all purchase from us, the more things we can buy, the more beautiful things we can put out there for you. And like I said, we are one of those companies that still handpick almost everything we possibly can, so that we make sure if we wouldn't use it in our jewelry, we don't bring it in for you. That's sometimes hard to find these days. We're still doing it as much as we possibly can with the pandemic and everything going on. And when we can't do that, we buy from trusted sources that we know are going to supply us with beautiful things. And even if they don't, if something happens, we send it back. We will not put anything out there into the world that we would not use in our own stuff. So yeah, that's one of those things that you can trust getting from us. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to email us, send us a message. And hopefully y'all love this. Hopefully I have messages out there of y'all wanting to buy this. And we will be back here tomorrow with some beautiful artisan beads from our friend Jenny Davies Reeser, I think is what we're going to do tomorrow. So be sure you stay tuned for that. And we will see you here tomorrow. Thank you all again for tuning in and spending this hour and almost a half with me. I really do appreciate it. And we'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening or morning, wherever you are in the world, afternoon. Just have a great day. Thank you, everybody. Bye now.